Starlink speeds are slowing down, especially in the United States. However, that isn't stopping them from adding a new service to their satellite offerings, cellular connectivity straight from the satellite. Now, personally, I think this rollout is going to be a little bit of a mess. They promised it to us last year. It's now a year later, and we're going to see it sometime soon. In this video, I'm going to give you the timeline, what it entails, and a few other details. I'm Sherry with Whistle Out TV. Thanks for watching. Before we jump into the details of the cellular connectivity, let's talk a little bit about Starlink. And you might not need this because you probably haven't been living under a rock, especially if you watch this channel. But Starlink is owned by SpaceX, which is run by Elon Musk, our favorite billionaire, who I personally love to hate. Currently, Starlink's only offerings at the moment are satellite internet plans that range in cost from about $100 to $250 a month, depending on what kind of plan you are signing up for, plus the cost of the equipment, which ranges from $500 to $2,500 again, depending on what your use is for. Now, this is where the satellite cellular connectivity comes into play, because although for the most part, Starlink is doing really well worldwide with internet, they're saying, no, we can do a little bit better. They are partnering with T-Mobile to offer satellite connectivity straight to cell phones. They're calling it direct to cellular, to make sure that T-Mobile users will never be without service, especially potentially in sketchy situations where there might not be T-Mobile service otherwise. Like I mentioned earlier, this isn't a new partnership. This was mentioned about a year ago, and now they are finally making moves and giving us updates. So here is this maybe like brief timeline, potential timeline. In 2024 sometime, we will get satellite connectivity to our cell phones for T-Mobile users for text only. Then sometime in 2025, we will get data and calling. And then sometime later, sometime after 2025, we will see connected devices being able to use satellite internet. So that's our small timeline. We will see how closely SpaceX or Starlink follows that timeline. Like I said, I'm not incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not incredibly hopeful that will be the actual timeline. As we've seen in this sphere in terms of creating new technology for even 5G, it takes a long time, and in fact, much longer than these companies say it's going to take to make these things actually happen. So will it be in 2024? Maybe, but I think it'll be like as late 2024 as it gets, like New Year's Eve next year. Now, this is all assuming that Starlink will even have the capacity to take care of adding this new service. Right now, the satellites are overloaded in the United States and speeds are slowing down. So when you add a new offering into the mix, especially when it comes to getting service in places that you don't even have cellular connectivity, it's gonna put even more pressure on satellites that are being used by people out in the wilderness. So I have a feeling that this isn't going to be great for people with Starlink currently, but who knows? Maybe Musk will send in a bunch more satellites and we'll have some fake constellations to look at, even more than we do now. Now, Starlink isn't the first company to try and bring satellite direct to cellular connectivity. Apple did this last year for all iPhones 14 and newer, so just the 14 and 15. Now in S.O.S mode, you can connect to emergency services via text from satellites. So Starlink is a little bit behind Apple in that regard, but maybe they will be able to step it up overall with their T-Mobile offering. Let me know what you think about this direct to cell from Starlink. Would you be interested in having it as a part of an option with your T-Mobile plan? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Sherry, your telecom expert with Whistle Out.